What you've just said there is not far off how we recommend people start automating their sales.
Yeah.
You've got to start off by clearly defining all of the steps. Well, first and foremost, you have to recognize that every business needs to have a sales system. And then once you acknowledge that, you then have to identify the key parts of the sales system. And then ultimately, when it comes down to the song and dance and asking the girl if she fancies a dance in the nightclub, you have to have the orchestrated choreography in that sales environment.
Yeah, this makes me laugh. I mean, have you read? I know you're aware of it. Maybe I'm turn this light on. Have you read the book "Work the System" by Sam Carpenter?
Yes.
Just for the listeners and the watchers, Sam Carpenter he's written the book "Work the System." It's a good book to read, and it basically started with him running a call center. He owned the call center, and it was running him ragged. His nervous breakdown waiting to happen, and he was having to put his own money in, scrabbling to make bank at the end of the month to pay his staff and all the rest of it. And he had an epiphany when he realized that his business was just essentially a set of processes. And he then went to the nth degree, and everything was, even to the extent of they had a process for turning on the computer in the morning. And they had various rules saying anyone can interrupt a process and demand a change, or that kind of thing. You read the book, you get the full story. It's freely available on his website, called Work the System.
Has Holly read it?
I think so. If she's not, she should do. But the thing is, where people often fall down is they see sales, even more than marketing, they see sales as being something off to one side that cannot be scripted. It cannot be written down as a process, because it's all about the gift of the gab and winging it. And that again comes down to fear. It's fear of rejection. Sales, in just the same way as any other part of your business, turning on the lights, making a cup of tea, is a repeatable process and can and should be specified in steps and written down. The idea being anyone with minimal training can pick up that document and go into a sales meeting and do a sale, make a sale. If the process is written properly, anyone can do it. You don't need a very highly trained salesman or woman. You might need someone who's perhaps trained in the sense they are used to that, to the to and fro, and they won't get nervous and the rest of that's a different thing. But the skills actually required for asking the questions, giving the answers, asking for the sale, orchestrated choreography, anyone can and should be able to take those steps from a script pretty much cold and make the sale. If they can't, you've not done your work properly.
Yeah.
It's that simple, because most people won't fucking do it. And the crying shame is, right, it ain't that complicated, because if you're a plumber or a bathroom seller, installer, I beg your pardon, your range of sales is very narrow. You only need one fucking sales script. It's not like you're selling hundreds and hundreds of different things. You don't need fucking massive product knowledge of everything. People say you've got to understand the product. That's not necessarily true. You've got to understand the problem more than the product and know whether or not the product can solve the problem. Mm-hmm. But you don't have to understand every fucking in and out of it. It's like when you go and buy a car. The salesman does not have to know every fucking last nut and bolt of the motor you're about to buy. Mm.
It helps if he does, if the client in front of them may be technically inclined and has specific questions, but that's not the thing that's going to move the sale forward. The salesmanship is going to be the thing.
Often punters will ask those questions out of their own ego, though, just to demonstrate I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So the salesman's answer often is irrelevant. It might be, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not sure. We can find out actually if it's that important. It doesn't matter. I just wondered.
Yeah, that's often what it is.
Fucking white boy just wants to assert his male fucking bollocks.
Yeah, it just wants to twerk.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.